Yo, we streaming? Let me check real fast. Yeah, we on. Alrighty, guys, we're live. Today is Takedown Thursday, so I want you guys to go for takedowns in your training today. We got a lot of stuff, a lot of tabs open today, so we'll try to get through it. You guys know it. Didn't stream yesterday. We had a beach day, you know, Jersey beach day, so you can't miss that. So we're just gonna get right into it, man. You guys jump in as you want to. Let me make it a little bit bigger though. There we go. We got Isaac Doderline. So if you guys, I think he had this surgery before. I believe. Hopefully, he got it right after he got injured. So he says, "Don't be a hero, just tap. Let my mistake be a lesson to you all. Be a lesson to all of you hungry competitors out there." Isaac, I think we learned our lesson, bro. We were all screaming for you to tap. But where was Mikey to tell you to tap, huh? Why didn't Mikey tell you to tap out, Isaac? That's your homeboy. If that was my homeboy, I'd be like, bro, go ahead and tap, bro. Right when I saw the hyperextension, or right before the hyperextension, I would have been like, all right, man, tap out. He says, when I got caught in the armbar, I fought tooth and nail to get out. I held on to some hope and knew my arm was well over compromised, but in that moment, it was a risk I was willing to take. I didn't realize in the moment, but after watching the match on the show, I had noticed how long my arm was more than hyperextended. I had plenty of time to tap, but with adrenaline, I didn't feel much pain, and I clearly had no idea how bent backwards my arm was. Long story short, it's not worth it. Come on, man. You too old to be saying that. You got too many kids, and you too old to be saying that, Isaac. Right now, you should have known better. And I like Isaac. He said it's not worth it. I can't complain about the time off as I've spent more time with my family and have had time to focus on other aspects of my life. Things I put aside over the years because my focus on improving was on the mat. I understand the recovery process will be tough, but I'll be back better than ever. Thank you to the UFC for taking such good care of me. So, of course, you get a little bit of health care with that UFC BJJ. I'm blessed to have this support. Soon we'll be back on the big stage. At least my first Nogi comp was a memorable one. So, I think it was a good opportunity for Isaac, but I don't think that was the right. That was not the right opportunity. That wasn't the right opportunity for Isaac or Harrison. You know, having UFC BJJ be your first foray into the Nogi sphere, I don't think that was the right move. So, you know, Mikey, I know you thought it was a good idea, but look, it was not a good idea. Same thing for Harrison. He probably had surgery too. You guys think it was worth it? Isaac, was it worth it for you to get your arm broken on the UFC BJJ? I'm just wondering. I think it was a waste of your time. You could have done worlds. You could have won another world championship. Your arm would have been good. Harrison could have won. Maybe could have won a world championship instead of getting his leg broken by Mikey. So, you know, I think it was very short-term thinking. You know, they're thinking, you know, maybe if I win this, I'll make some money. It's your first Nogi tournament. I don't know anybody, their first Nogi tournament, they just killing it, you know? Especially with all those killers on that show. That Carlos Enrique guy was a well-known killer. If you've been competing in Nogi, you should have known about that guy. And some of the other guys, too. I mean, he beat Kokorian, you know. Isaac beat Kokorian, but you guys got to prepare yourselves for this, man. Don't just jump out there willy-nilly. Come on, man. You got kids. You got a new school. That was not the right time to take a risk like that. Yeah, I don't think that was the right time. Someone says, best of luck on recovery. Hopefully you train a little, compromise, and it will change your game for the better. Speedy recovery, get well. Let that be a lesson to you guys. Take care of yourselves. Don't do what Isaac did. He told you not to do what he did. Got a little post. What's she's got to say?
It makes you selfish. Discipline will take you far. Motivation will not. Everybody progresses differently. Most of your wins and losses are pretty forgettable to everybody around you. Not everybody is meant to be a coach. Comparison really is the worst thing in the world. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 16 years, and these are some of the things that I've learned. Jiu-jitsu is therapeutic, but it's not therapy. Training when you're sick doesn't make you a hero, it makes you selfish. Discipline will take you far. Motivation will not. Everybody progresses differently. Most of your wins and losses are pretty forgettable to everybody around you. Not everybody is meant to be a coach. Comparison really is the worst thing in the world. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 16 years, and these are some of the things that I've learned. Jiu-jitsu is therapeutic, but it's not.
Yeah, I agree with it all. I agree. There's a lot we can work on, but we got a ton of tabs open. Kid retention masterclass, got music on here. Just watch these kids. Their retention's better than ours. It's the same moves. We all do the same jiu-jitsu. The kids, the adults, the teenagers, the old people. Them kids gonna be crazy good when they get older. They're crazy good now. Can't play that music, bro. We getting hit with copyright left and right. They doing everything better than us. Everything but wrestle. Everything but wrestling. It says one of the main skills that separates high-level athletes from others is their ability to frame their guard and make it impassable. How many times have you seen a multiple-time world champion in bottom side control? It happens. The strong foundational skill is one of the top priorities of our program. People enjoy training better when their guard becomes good. The earlier you start to teach it, the easier the learning process will be. The amount of pressure, strength, and experience of a young child makes the learning process for guard control an easier task when compared to adults, especially if organized and structured the way we teach in these new instructionals. It took us over 12 years to develop these systems and gain experience to have not only the proper techniques, but the right way to introduce the information to students. Now you can learn it much faster watching the classes we built for you guys only on AOJ Plus. It's worth it. I think it's about $25 a month. So if you think it's worth it, go for it. It says Shockwave at 66 kg. Diego Pato stuns the scene for Atos's 66 pick for CJI. So pretty crazy. Pato is he's a AOJ fighter, but he's going to be representing Atos. I don't understand why Atos doesn't have their own, or AOJ doesn't have their own team for CJI, but that's just the way it is. It says after much speculation, Atos' secret weapon at 66 kg is out. Diego Pato has officially joined the team for CJI. Known for his slick guard and relentless pace, Pato now steps into one of the most competitive divisions under the Atos banner. A major power move that could shake up the bracket. So some of us were hoping it was going to be Hoffa Mendez, but we got Pato instead. So it is what it is. Bro, I got too many tabs to slow down. Mateus Gabriel says he passed natural because you not wait a second. Just because you passed the test doesn't mean you're all natural, back over here. Yeah, just because you passed that test doesn't mean you're natural. It means you got past the test. He says all natural, kiss. So these guys are playing in our faces. A lot of these guys aren't natural, but it's just a joke to them. Yeah, it's just a big joke, and they're playing in our faces. Let's see. So I guess he passed that test. Awesome, cool. Uh, yeah, but these guys, they're playing in our faces. We'll see later. It says cool nicknames for ADX C game. Can't play that music. Cyborg. They're talking about the nicknames. The California Kid. The Flash. Who's that guy? Paquito. Hey, that's that guy. Killer Carrot. Demon Taz. Okay. If you guys don't know ADX, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like AJP's Nogi arm. It's not that popular. None of the things are really that popular like they used to be. Like AJP, World Pro, they're not as popular as they used to be to me. But you know they're big. They're big in the Middle East. We got Ben Kuzel. If you guys don't know Ben Kuzel, he's the kid that got paralyzed training at Fight Sports. Looks like he's bulking. He says, oftentimes we don't realize how much the little work we put in every day compounds. On the left, you see me in an electric mobility device and weak. On the right is a recent picture of me much stronger and in a self-propelled chair. Sometimes we look for words of affirmation from the people around us, but they may not notice the incremental changes being made because they see you every day. That's why I'm a firm believer in looking back, not to dwell or try to relive something, but to see where I am in contrast to where I've been. Proud of the work I've been putting in, only up from here. Shout out to him. He's progressed a lot, you know, from being completely paralyzed to, a lot of mobility gained, at least in his upper body and lower body still working. But yeah, your life can change overnight. Bro, I'm itchy, man. Maybe I got some sunburn. I feel like I got it. What's Sarah Hildebrand doing?
Gotta make a quick adjustment.
Can't play that music. She got some new shoes. What's up, Sarah? I'm a big fan of hers too. What's up, girl? She got a new shoe. It's just for the ladies though. But if you're looking for new shoes, new wrestling shoes, go check it out. You guys, the girls can wear it. The guys can't wear them. This isn't just about the fit. It's about representation, performance, and what women bring to the sport. Giving them what they need to win more matches. So go out there, girls. Go do your thing. Go do your things out there. Someone said, let me get a size 11 in men's. They don't make them that big, I don't think. Maybe they do. I ain't judging you, bro. I will wear some too. Maybe not in that colorway. My wrestling ain't good enough to pull that colorway off. That's awesome. All my girls out there, check out some of the Rudis gear. Nike's got some good gear too. Nike, Rudis. Some of the athletes got their own brand. Like, I think Helen's got her own brand. Talking about people playing in our faces, we got Tynan Dalper over here. So he says he's tested 3 times in the last year to celebrate 3 world titles. So I just want your understanding, guys, that these guys are playing in our faces. Let's look at the pictures and I'll come back. Does this guy look natural to you guys? I'm a big fan of Tynan's too, but no part of this dude is natural. Most of these guys are not natural. You grapple with these guys and tell me if these people are natural or not. You're going to know real quick when they grab you, oh man, this ain't no real dude. Allegedly. Does this look like a real dude? Since when do jiu-jitsu fighters look like bodybuilders? Before USADA, all those jiu-jitsu people look like bodybuilders. Because they were bodybuilders. There was no difference. So whatever they're doing to pass that USADA test, they all playing in our faces. When them nipples start getting pointy like that, they on some stuff. Your nipples ain't supposed to be pointy like that. You guys know your nipples ain't supposed to be pointed like that. And you be celebrating this dude beating up natural people. I want to see Tynan without no supplements. Bro, my back is itchy. I'm cooked, guys. A little burnt up on my back. What the Mendez brothers got to say. You probably can't even see it. We gotta see the translation. It says, I can't believe it. I swore you were drinking something. I mean, the Mendez brothers, I can't, some of my coaches weren't natural, allegedly. These people, they playing in our faces, bro. And then they be all super proud. They've been cheating the whole time. They be the most proud. They make the most money. They get celebrated the most. Same thing with Gordon Ryan and all your favorite grapplers, basically. They all on some crap, bro. And then got the nerve to be celebrating. I did it. It says, is it possible his whey has 100 grams of protein? Possibly. Boss, the secret in the canned sausage, water. Uncommon strength, right, master? That's called lack of technique. Tying is very technical, but that's not technique alone, guys. That alone is not technique. USADA's, it's actually IBJJF. It says Tynan paid for USADA. So you see they're joking about it. That means they just, it's not real for them. It's all a joke to the Brazilians, really. You see some of my favorite grapplers over there clapping. They don't care, man. It's just a big open joke to these guys, man. They don't care. And they're gonna sit there and say they trained harder, they got better technique. That sounds like Moneyberg. I'm better than you. Isn't that what Moneyberg says? But some of these guys are cheating, bro. Just outright cheating. And then got the nerve. I'm a 8-time world champion. Blah, 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 blah. Knowing full well they wouldn't have those world championships without performance enhancers. But that's the sport we're in. It's just how it goes. IBJJF is not a signatory of USADA, so I think they can, IBJJF can be like, they can ask you, I haven't been tested before, but I'm sure they could be like, hey, bro, can you pass the test? All right. Okay, USADA, test him. IBJJF going to work with their athletes. They don't want their athletes to get popped, It's only the only few that's probably not connected usually get popped. But I doubt you're going to find anybody, especially in California, any of the schools in California, your big teams out there, they're not going to get caught. We never said IBJJF was not corrupt. But I just want you guys to see that they're playing in our faces. These guys are clearly on some substances. Good morning. Yeah, these guys are clearly on some substances, and this is not natural, bro. None of this is natural. When these guys look like this all year round, and they're training and they're just destroying people left and right, that's not technique. Tyron is technical. He's a technical guy, but man, you just don't perform like that with just pure technique. Says, did you see the video Moneyberg did with Jake Shields trying to clear his name? I had to look for that. I've talked about Moneyberg a lot, so unlike everybody else, I don't really care about trends that much. I'll cover a little bit, but then once I get tired of the trend, I want to be a trendsetter. I'm tired of following these other people. I'm tired of giving them attention. I'm tired of Moneyberg. But man, if you see these guys, these guys are on some crap, bro. This is not natural, bro. When your nipples get pointy like that, that ain't natural. Somebody tell me should your nipples be up that hard and pointed out? No, I don't know what these kids are on. And I believe they put these kids on stuff super early. Look at Cole. Remember when he did ADCC trials when he was 16? Man, come on, bro. So they're playing in our faces, man. They think you're idiots, just like Moneyberg. The Mendez brothers treat you like Moneyberg. They think you're an idiot. Maybe he's cold. He's in California. He's in California, bro. He outside in California. You think it's cold in California, right? It actually could get cold in California. It's true. Get a little nippy. But all year round, your nipples up like that, bro? You got them diamond cutters out all year round, bro? No way. So, it's just part of our sport. And you see some of your favorite grapplers, some grapplers I know, they clapping, celebrating this. Knowing full well they found a way to bypass all this stuff.
In the 3,000 hours of real training. Then I spent more than 3,000 hours when I wasn't training thinking about it and making the adjustments in my head. I put in the 3,000 hours of real training. Then I spent more than 3,000 hours when I wasn't training thinking about it and making the adjustments in my head. I put in the 3,000 hours of real training. Then I spent more than 3,000 hours when I wasn't training thinking about it and making the adjustments in my head. I put in the 3,000.
All right, there you go. He just put in more hours than us. Like nobody else ever put 3,000 hours in. Well, not in 3 years probably. But he did. He says, we really out here equating thinking about training to actual training. Well, that's what Hoist Gracie said. Mr. Moneybags went too far with this one. Yeah, this sport's a joke, bro. People over here, cheating, basically. And I admit it. I have some coaches allegedly on some stuff. I had a coach that did get popped on USADA. I didn't feel bad because I didn't do nothing. That wasn't me. That was him.
Female instructor that they also teach co-ed, and whether that's even once a week. I think women only classes are amazing in that they bring in new women to the sport. I used to be very against them because I was like, I just want people to treat me the same, but we're not the same. There's it's not equality, it's equity, and a lot of girls who've not been introduced to the sport, who growing up just like I was, but I was fortunate enough that I have parents that were just like, we're putting you into the sport because you like it, and that's as deep as it goes for them. But a lot of girls are heavily discouraged against doing combat sports or anything that's viewed as masculine. So we're missing out on this big crop of women who never started the sport. But having having a women's only program is way more accessible for them, and they might never have started if not for it. Like, yeah, I was used to being in an environment in a big sausage fest where the guys are just like, girls suck, and I'm like, haha. Yeah, but like most girls would not be used to that and wouldn't tolerate that, which is a good thing. There's things that when I was young I should never have tolerated, but I didn't, understand at the time. But like getting those girls into the sport is really important. So I think if I'm teaching a women's only class, I should also be teaching co-ed, like mixed classes, just to sort of be like, look, yes, there is an importance of bringing these new girls into the sport, but at the same time, I'm just the same as the other coaches. Right? Like when I'm teaching you, it's not about my gender. I'm going to have a different perspective, which I think is beneficial. Like I have the perspective of being smaller, weaker than a lot of my opponents, or like in the gym and having to adapt to that. That can only be a good thing, like having that experience. And yeah, I feel like it's good to be able to, I don't know, not to be like, okay, women and children, you teach them. It's like, no, like I have knowledge that can hopefully serve everyone. So I feel like just keeping them to women only is detrimental for everyone, because it's such a good perspective to have. Like we always talk about how, the smaller guy is the best person to learn off in the gym. And that's not me saying I'm better than anyone in that regard, but it's a different perspective. Even if I can't necessarily beat the shit out of people, Doreen, I'm not going to be able to dominate everyone on mat because there is limits, right? But at the same time, if you apply the skills that I have to someone bigger and stronger, it's going to work even better. So why not ask or learn off that person?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's important if you have a female instructor.
Yeah, thank you guys. Well, Fionn, Fionn kind of did it the right way. So, in judo, she did judo growing up. And that's all strength and conditioning right there. We watched the video the other day. That's all strength and conditioning. So I believe, I would believe someone like Fionn, just that's like natural strength that built up over years and decades. But the strength that Tynan and some of those other guys demonstrate is kind of like, it makes no sense. It's like their nervous system is firing faster and they're doing some stuff. You're like, man, nobody else, and, I roll with a ton of people. Nobody else really moving like that. So unless you're 1% of the world's population, these guys. But talking about Fionn, yeah, you guys should be open to learn from anybody, really. She's very accomplished. So I always say, open up your ears, guys. Open your ears up. if you can learn from someone like Fionn, go for it. She has some really good technique too. Marley says, I was looking at ADCC AC Open results for my weight class, and Mason Odell beat an advanced 18-year-old at ADCC when he was 14. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. They for sure not testing at ADCC. If anything, the women's perspective would be better than a smaller man's because she has even more limitations on the physical ability than any man. Fionn's strong. She's like the strongest girl ever. But it's good to get different approaches, different viewpoints on techniques. I'm all for it, man. She might have an approach that might resonate with you. Some of these coaches, if your coach was on vitamins his whole career, and you're not, there's a lot of stuff you can't learn from that dude. It says Fionn's new school is charging $240 UK pounds a month for school. That's $324. Are you sure that's no, it's euros. I thought it was in euros. What's the I was about to say translation. What's the transfer on that? I think it's a little bit less, right? 230 euros? 240 euros? Let's see. Nah, it should be less. Yeah, a little bit less. Possibly like 270, 280. It's jiu-jitsu is a rich man's sport now. They got their clientele, so if you can afford, you want the amenities. We'll see how it works. I couldn't afford to train there. Maybe I could drop in, but I don't know. They're going more exclusive. The Alliance School in London is charging more pricing. I think the same price or more. It's like 280 euros, 270 euros or something. And the facilities are nice. The coaches like whatever. You ain't got no Fionn. There's only one Fionn Davies. You got Egan over there. You're gonna have a lot of like temporary instructors and stuff like that. So. I do believe it's worth it. It's expensive though. You need a lot of money to do this sport now. You can't even go to AOJ. You can't even afford AOJ, bro. AOJ expensive. Marley says it's a rich man sport, just like it used to be back in Brazil. We need Luta Livre to come back. Even the Noki, even in London they have what's the Los Bandidos or whatever. That's school's like 180 euros or maybe more. So yeah, most of the guys can't afford. If you're poor, you can't afford to train over there in UK. You might have to go to a different European country or something. Yeah, I wish it was free. Instructors got to make money too, but then, if you want students, you need a good facility. That costs money. Everything costs money. So, I don't know. I'm not sure what the future of jiu-jitsu is going to be. We got Hoyler Gracie over here. He's going to be doing a free seminar. YouTube training it is then, yeah. There's some good YouTube training. A lot of it's kind of crappy. Some of it's good. I wish AOJ put some good stuff up. John Thomas put some good stuff up. I don't really post instructionals, but maybe you still need training partners though. That's the issue. So if the 240 euro place got the best training partners, you probably got to pony up for that. And the best instructors. You can't really bypass the instruction or the training partners. Let's see. What is Miriam taking? Is that USADA legal, bro? I don't know if that's USADA legal, bro. I wonder how much Gordon is charging. We can look it up. I think at least 250, 300 maybe. Man, Mayrim over there. Test that gum, guys. Make sure that's USADA approved before you take that gum. That gum might have some stuff in there, some stimulants in there. We got Craig Jones. He's gonna do a meet and greet at today, 5 to 8 p.m. in Miami, Florida. If anybody's out there in Miami, go meet and greet with Mr. Gordon Ryan before Who's Number One tomorrow. Craig Jones meet and greet in Miami. Who's Number 129 ticket holders and Flow Grappling subscribers, you're invited to an exclusive meet and greet with Craig Jones the night before the action kicks off. Yeah, if you guys are in Miami, go for it. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just letting you guys know. We got Jalen Financier. He passed USADA too. You never know what these people. I like Jalen. You never know what anybody's on. It's crazy. Like you think professional athletes are like super healthy, but they're sometimes the most unhealthy people. And let's see what he's got to say. He says, another clean USADA test, this time for my title at Worlds. Happy for another opportunity to show the sport that it's possible to reach the top without PEDs or vitamins. Like I said last time, never needed it, never will. What's crazy is a lot of your favorite grapplers, some of my favorite grapplers too, they couldn't pass a USADA test. They had to retire before USADA.
Like, if I can just not get subbed and you take them out of the competition, that's a win in their book, all right? So basically, for comp rounds, every now and then, I'm going to throw out a bounty. Oh, $500 to not get subbed. Oh, $200 to not get subbed. $300 to not get subbed. I'm being fully serious, all right? Don't think that it's a joke. Colin, great job. He won $200 today.
Hey!
Someone goes against Nicky Rod, and they're like, if I can...
Yo, they got money over there. They're like, all right, you didn't get subbed, $200, $400. $400, $200. Damien says, around 3 minutes left in comp rounds, I'll tell the guys going with CGI athletes that they'll win a bounty to not get subbed. So far, over the past 4 weeks, 2 people were the only 2 to manage not to get subbed. So someone said, let's hustle this ding-dong and split the bounty 50-50. So that's kind of cool. People are always going to game the system, Anytime there's rules, doesn't matter, politics, the law, anything. Anytime there's rules, humans are bound to push the limits, they're gonna find some opportunities. They're gonna work it somehow. We got Max Hansen. I used to call him Zach Hansen, but it's Max Hansen. He's stepping into Who's Number 129 to fight Owen Jones. Oh, for Owen Jones to fight Gianni Grippo. Sorry, getting my white dudes in jiu-jitsu mixed up. Max Hansen versus Gianni Grippo. Nighttime World. What's up, man? I know you up too late. He says, I heard Craig and Ryan are both retired from competing. These guys are abusing their bodies. I worry about Craig. He'd be partying and not sleeping and stressing out about making money. And Gordon can't eat nothing. So there's a price to pay for all of the supplements you use, guys, and all the stress. I would never use any crap because you got to keep lying. You got to keep lying for the rest of your life. You got to keep lying. Pass USADA. I'm natural. I'm clean. You got to keep lying for the rest of your life. That's gonna weigh on your conscience. And then say these guys, they have a lot of kids that are under them. What's gonna happen when those kids get older? They're gonna have a talk. Hey kiddo, you want to win? You want to win a world championship? You got to take this stuff. So it's all a big house of cards. It's not a healthy lifestyle. You gotta start getting these kids on some crap early. Look at Mika Galval. He was on clomiphene at 19. What kid needed to be on clomiphene at 19? And if you think these kids are putting themselves on it, I think it's the parents and the coaches You know, if your hero tells you to get on some crap, you're gonna do it probably if you're young and impressionable. So yeah, Owen Jones, they're gonna be in Miami too. Let's see. Not Owen Jones. Max Hansen. I'm getting my bros mixed up. Max Hansen versus Gianni Grippo for best white boy in jiu-jitsu.
Was to have an all-around, well-rounded game everywhere. So no matter where the
this is Jasmine Hosha. She trying to beat Adele. She probably not going to beat Adele, but she wants to. The other girl's just too technical for her, to be honest. The other girl's just too technical for her. I can't play the music's in the way. She gonna be in Miami too. We got a little bit of drama. Says Mika versus Hokage. Fabricio Andre. I would accept a fight with Mika Gaval. Like I said, it's nothing personal against him. I even ran into Mestri Melky. They used to be on the same team. And that's Mika's father. At the airport, and all good. I'd accept it just so he doesn't go around saying I ran away or start bad-mouthing me. So it says Fabricio Andre versus Mika Gaval. It could be happening soon. During a BJJ Stars live stream, Fabricio Andre made it clear he would have no problem accepting a fight with Mika Gaval. Despite their history training under the same instructor, Mika's dad, Fabricio said there's no beef, just mutual respect and readiness to compete. This weekend, Fabricio steps into the BJJ Stars Nogi Grand Prix. And if he takes home the belt, he'll be on equal footing with Mika. That's not true because that Grand Prix is crazy. He got like Cyborg on there, some other big dudes. He'll be on equal footing with Mika, setting the stage for a potential clash between two of Brazil's most explosive athletes. No excuses, no running. Fabricio is ready. It sounds like WWE over here. We got a homeboy over here. Can't play that music. Rosinski over there doing his strength and conditioning. I need to do mine. For some reason, he always picks the music that hits the copyright the hardest. All that rock music, that stuff be hitting that copyright so fast. So he's doing some cool exercises. I might need to incorporate some of this. A lot of plyometrics, a lot of isometric twists, jumps, squats, more twists, holds. So you guys got to mix it up, man. You got to get that training. It says crafty arm drag counter. Hey, step behind. Nice step behind. Also a great counter for the 2-on-1, so we can't slow it down. But he steps behind when the guy goes to pull. He steps forward, hooking the leg. Really great technique. You just gotta go for it, bro. Nicky Rod on the future of B team. He says some things will change. We'll adjust the culture. They're gonna have J Rod back. We're gonna adjust the culture a little bit. Different ideology behind training, especially with the eco stuff. It's making a transition. It's more of a rebrand. We will be specialized, obviously in jiu-jitsu, but when we're ready for the expansion of other martial arts like striking, we'll make sure we have somebody who is absolutely one of the best coaches in the world. So the thing is, you got to pay for that, Nicky Rod. You got to pay for it out of your pocket? No. Some things will change. New ownership discusses the end of B team. So we'll see what's gonna happen to B team. We got Claw, Champions League American Wrestling. They're do they have the teams ready? Okay, they got a couple teams. They got the Cicadas, the Cradle City Cicadas. I like that name. Got Zane Rutherford, Tristan Moran, Demetrius Thomas, CJ Brucky, Tommy Askey, Dakota Gear. These some crazy names on here. Peter Pappas. Why did they put these names in weight class order? You got the Hammers. Oh, we can see their general manager too. Caden's in charge of the Cicadas. Anthony Robles in charge of the Hammers. You got my man Nate Jackson over there, 199. All right. Billy Baldwin. You got and Scott Sintes. You got Matt Stencil. All right. For the Matt Kings, I like that team. Giorgio Polis. You guys know Giorgio Polis. He's the dude that was calling out. He was calling out Muggsy, and he does the challenges for wrestle me and take me down for $1,000. So he's going to be on there too as a coach. Angelo Ferrari's on there. He's in charge of the Leopards. Okay. Is his brother on? Kennedy Monday's on there. All right. And you got FFF League. Who's that? All righty. So, they should be. Is there 6 teams? They're gonna be, wrestling soon. Let's see. So let's go. I was the first one to buy the official merch at the draft. I had to be a Cradle City Cicadas fan. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on this, and also Claw, Raph, Real American Freestyle. So we'll see how this goes. Bro, I got so many tabs. Nighttime World says, I heard judo counters wrestling. I hit a few Uchimatas when dudes try to shoot double legs on me at the gym. That can work. You can work a little bit of judo on the wrestlers. Ideally, you cross train. Cross train a little bit. Let me refresh this guy. Yeah, cross train a little bit. Refresh this guy. Shoot. Reset capture. There we go. Is that the right one? Let's see. Let me see. Oh, give me one. My thing to reset.
Sky and sitting in the pool or something. But guys, only 8 days out from my fight against Hanato. Feeling really good. Appreciate boys like Cody I get to scrap with, and people like Cam.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
What's up, guys? Andrew Tackett here. I just got done training with my boy Cody Steele.
Yo, Cody, we need to run back our match, bro. I wasn't happy with that decision. Talking about Raph, we got Dake versus Sinclair, August 30th. So, I like Claw. It's a little bit more homegrown. YouTubers on there. Got YouTube sponsored. But Raph got the real big money. Got the Hulk Hogan money. So we'll see how that goes. Be cool to see Dake go out there. I'm not sure who Sinclair is. So we'll see how they do, how they go. It's gonna be on Fox Nation. What is Fox Nation? Oh, I gotta get exclusive streaming. Damn it. I'll see if I can get that. We'll see. Kurt Angle's on there? Wait a second. Welcomes Kurt Angle for live commentary. Okay, and Bubba Jenkins. Alrighty. Chael Sonnen is going to be. They got Chael Sonnen on there too. All right, Raph got some real money over there. All right, we'll see how they do it. I'm getting hungry, guys. We got Buchecha. He fighting the 26th of July next week. Is that next week? Oh no, Saturday. Buchecha's fighting on Saturday, guys. Say a prayer for him. He's looking a little soft, but whatever, bro. I can't talk. I've been eating constantly here in Jersey. Can't move it so you guys can see him. There we go. He looking a little soft, but that's fine. What you doing with your hands, bro? He doing a photo shoot. What are you doing with his hands, though? You got to pose a little bit. All right, good luck to Buchecha, man. He's fighting another dude that me and Quan, we were arguing about this, but it should be a fair match. We got RBY. He's over there in Japan. So I love that everybody's cross-training. You got a lot of Japanese people coming through to America, and you got a lot of Americans going over there to Japan to wrestle. So I love that exchange. These guys all found some teams. This S-Claw. They were free agents for a minute. We got Yuri Simoes.
So, my name is Yuri Simoes, and I'm here with the Alliance Region in Rehab today.
Can't play that music. Looks like he's working on his recovery. What did he injure? Second shoulder surgery. If you guys remember Yuri Simoes, he won ADCC 2 times, I believe. And then he tried to go into MMA, but didn't really work too well. So I guess his shoulder's jacked up. So, just take care of your bodies, guys. I'm not saying you got to do whatever he's doing. I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, these guys falling apart. I can't play that music, though. Got a new post by BJJ Mental Models, one of our sponsors here on my main channel. It says, the rise of women's wrestling featuring Sarah McMahon. Shout out to Sarah McMahon. If you don't know Sarah, she's the coach of Amit. She coached her at the Olympics. And this is going to be with Andrea Tang. Tang? She covers a lot of news. It says, new BJJ today. The rise of women's wrestling featuring Sarah McMahon. Andrea Tang. I'm not sure how she wants me to say her name, sits down with Olympic silver medalist and MMA veteran Sarah McMahon to discuss the rapid evolution of women's wrestling in the United States. McMahon shares insights into the decades-long grassroots effort that laid the foundation for recent Olympic success, the challenges of being a female pioneer in a male-dominated sport, and the cultural shift towards greater inclusion and support for women in combat sports. She also reflects on her transition from wrestling to MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and emphasizing the value of cross-training, building well-rounded skill sets, and fostering a broader women's grappling community. The conversation is an honest and inspiring look at how far women's wrestling has come and where it's going next. So that's on BJJ Mental Models, guys. I keep telling you, if you got any girls, daughters, let me finagle this a little bit. Any sisters, anybody, get them into wrestling. So, one of my friends, associates, I text you my associate now. He had not the best time he was flying somewhere. I don't know where he was flying, but he did not have the best situation occur. So I do know this guy Tex, he's someone I've trained with, hung out with. I can't say I'm biased. I am biased, someone I know. So we're just going to watch what happened. I'm not going to try to explain anything. I'm not going to defend anything. We're just going to watch what happened. And I'm going to let you guys decide for yourselves, okay? So I'm just going to play the videos, and hopefully I got it in order. And Tex, don't come for me, Tex. I'm just showing the video. It's already online. Everybody saw it. And there's not much else I could do or say. Oh, they had all the videos right there. So we'll just see. We'll see what happened.
Do anything? I didn't do anything wrong. My bag's in storage. No, it's fine.
Hey folks, if you cannot find that space, just turn around.
Either you call the cops, and I'm calling the cops on you, and I'm hiring a lawyer, or you're fucked. Don't touch me. I did nothing wrong.
Sit down.
ass down. Yeah, you do it. Do it. Hit me, you lying ass fuck. Hit me! I'm out the way, baby. I want you to move. You better wipe the stop and hit me. Wait. You're a loser. You're trying to get somebody to get that. You're a loser. He's a loser. Oh, you're fighting me over him? He's trying to fight me. You're a loser. You're a loser. You never did this. You're a loser. Assault, abuse. No, we don't need to talk about. I didn't call the cops. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
So I don't have the whole story, guys. I'm just showing it to you guys. I don't have the whole story. It does not look good. Tex, don't come after me, Tex. I'm just showing everybody what's already online. They already saw it.
Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Hey!
All right, they had a little bit of music on there. Hopefully we don't get hit with nothing there. Danny Top, what up, bro? Happy Takedown Thursday, guys.
Bullshit! Bullshit! I'm being treated like a black person right now.
Tex, they got him, Tex. They got you, Tex.
Bullshit! Bullshit! I'm being treated like a black person right now.
Nah, they wouldn't have escorted me out. Would have been handcuffed. They would have dragged me out of there. Danny Chopper says, bro, what is that crash out? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Again, I'm not gonna explain. I'm biased. I actually do know Tex, trained with him before. He was crashing out for sure. I don't know what caused it, what happened. JH says, quick hit him with the t-shirt choke. Yeah, don't. You can't be fighting everybody, Cause say you didn't know that was Tex Johnson. You try to put your hands on that dude. That ain't gonna end well. At Ultimate Fighter, they say pickleball taking over everything. Let's watch this real fast. Maybe a short clip.
All the pressure is off you, the fighters, and all on the coaches for the Coaches Challenge. Today, obviously, we are playing pickleball.
Dana White hit on that girl, or already got that girl. Dana a scumbag, bro. Anybody that keeps defending UFC, I just pull up Dana White. Dana White a scumbag, bro.
Pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the country, which I'm sure that will change after they watch this game. All right, you're going to play the best of 3 matches. The first coach to win 2 games wins the Coaches Challenge. The winning coach gets $10,000, and your team fighters get $1,500 each. This is my.
Dana White got in there. I'm sorry. Dana White was doing something with that girl.
Wait. What about rules? The rules?
I have no idea what the rules are.
We don't know the rules.
Actually, this sport is governed by USA Pickleball, and they're here today to ref the game. So they'll walk you through the rules.
Wait. No, that's bull. That is bull. You know that's bull. Huh? That is not my fault.
That is a fault.
That is not a fault. We would not normally play with that hanging over. No.
That's the microphone.
It's a gentleman's game. That's
now the score is DC 10, Chael 6.
DC looked terrible. He need to get his weight under control.
One more point for Cormier, and he wins their first game of the best of 3 match.
goodness sake. goodness sakes. Good game. That's a good game.
All right, so that's UFC. Are they just trying to? They don't care about pickleball. They know it's popular, so they're trying to jump on the trend. One championship doing the same thing. I'm not the biggest fan of trends. I mean, you can blow up that way. That's just not my. Who's fighting over there? Oh, I gotta go to his thing. I just saw it. Where'd it go? Shoot, I just saw it. I don't see it anymore. Maybe they moved it. I don't see it. Maybe they moved it. They had something up earlier. Maybe they moved it. One championship had a pickleball post too. I think it's gone though. Yeah, I don't see it anymore. Copyright strike just for me whistling the song. Anyway, moving on. Pickleball's taking over. UFC pickleball coming out. Instead of slapping you, they hit you with the paddle ball. We also got Sanji Hibero. He's going to be there at Jiu-Jitsu Con. So it's the same time as CJI and RAF, Real American Freestyle Wrestling. So I'm going to have my hands full. It's the 28th to the 30th of August. If you guys are there, go enjoy yourselves, because I think if you're competing, you get free access to all the seminars. It will be loud in there though. It's just a big venue. Daisy Fresh American Jiu-Jitsu. So this is their team. You got what's that guy's name? Jacob Couch. He didn't get canceled. They canceled J-Rob, but they didn't cancel Jacob Couch. Max Hansen, Michael Pixley, and Brandon Reed, and Dante Leon. That's a good team. That's a good team. I think that's a good team. Should be pretty solid, actually. Pretty solid. Says, when timing meets pure finesse. Judo. As much as I like judo, it takes too long to get good at it, to be honest. Let's be honest here. Was it Danny Choppa? Or Nighttime World talked about doing that Uchimata? Yeah, but it's gonna take time to get the Uchimata down properly. You gotta have the dude running into you. And what if they go for low single? What if they switch to a duck under? So most of your judo throws, that Uchimata is pretty good, but most of the other judo throws takes forever to get. Maybe a Seyanagi we can kind of finagle together pretty fast, but.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Just to be able to hit this foot sweep.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Just to be able to hit this foot sweep.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Yeah.
Just to be able to hit that foot sweep gonna take a couple years, Owen Jones, what's up? Where's Owen at? He skipped out on Gianna Grippo, but he gonna be doing the CJI. He says, I'm gonna tap Kaine Durate and ride off into the sunset. These are career-making matches. That's what I'm going for. Trying to make history. All right, Owen Jones.
Griffith, Felipe Pena, and anyone big, but these are like career-making matches, Like if I go out there and I tap Kynan, I tap Pena, or I tap Luke. Like Lachlan's eaten off tapping Kynan for years, He's done nothing else. He got the absolute bronze, the heel hook on Kynan, and he's just eating off of that. So it's like a win over someone big like that can basically change your career for forever, right? And it's literally one match, whereas if you're fighting in the division or you beat like a lighter guy, these are easily forgotten. If I beat Kynan, I tap Kynan, I tap Penna, they're kind of unforgettable moments, especially in a show like CGI where there's going to be so many eyes on it, so many people watching. I think it'll be like a historical event, and that's what we're going for, trying to make history.
Guys, I just saw a new story. I don't know if this is real. We're going to look at it real fast. Don't come after me if this is fake. This is a live show. It's hard to see and verify. If this is true, this is bad news for RAF, Real American Freestyle. Terrible news if this is true. I don't know if this is true. I could be wrong. But it says Hulk Hogan dead at 71 after suffering cardiac arrest at Florida home. If that's true, this came out 2 minutes ago. If that's true, that's not a good look for RAF, Real American Freestyle. I don't know if they're going to hold the event. I don't know what the heck's going on. You had Ozzy Osbourne. You had, the guy from Cosby Show? I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. I should know. Jamal Warner. Dang. Life is crazy, man. Take care of yourselves, guys. Take care of yourselves. I don't know if that's true. It says Hulk Hogan, the wrestling icon, has died at the age of 71. TMZ reported on Thursday. Today's Thursday. The outlet reported Hogan died at his Florida home from cardiac arrest. So, 70s, man, 70s rough, man. 70s that's where you see what people did in their life. If you lived a healthy life, you can make it out of your 70s. Now, if you're doing some crazy stuff, you over here trying to play the USADA game, the 70s, let's see how it works in your 70s, because 70s get a lot of people, bro. Whatever you did from your 20s to your 70s, that's like, what, 50 years? That when you hit 70, that's like real stuff start to happen. I don't know if this is true. We're going to see. But if this is true, that's pretty sad. Hulk Hogan, Real American. I am a real American. Man, that's sad if that's true. He's, I'm not saying he's the best person, but he was an icon for a lot of the Americans, especially, pro wrestling. Dang, I hope that's not true, but TMZ pretty sharp about that stuff. Let's see if we can find it. He almost had a birthday. He was almost 72. Dang. He was about 2 or 3 weeks from his birthday. New York Post. Yeah, TMZ posted it 18 minutes ago. Can we go to TMZ without getting copyright? Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne. Well, Jamal Warner was an accident. The other two guys were in their 70s. Ozzy was 76, and Hulk was about to be 72. Since we're told a slew of police cars and EMTs were parked outside Hogan's home, and the icon was carried on a stretcher and into an ambulance. Just a few weeks ago, Hogan's wife, Sky, denied rumors he was in a coma, stating his heart was strong as he recovered from surgeries. Oh, so he was having surgeries. What kind of surgery was he having? It's possible he was having open heart surgery. There's only so much your body can take, and these professional wrestlers definitely damaged their bodies. Says we broke the story last month. There were rumblings Hogan was on his deathbed, but we were told at the time he was just dealing with symptoms of a neck procedure he underwent in May. Hulk transformed professional wrestling into a family entertainment sport. Before Hulk, wrestling catered to a fairly narrow audience. Hulk's theatrics in the ring was magnetic for children and their parents, and it supercharged the sport. In 96, Hulk transformed himself from hero to villain by creating the New World Order, NWO, and became Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. It propelled him in professional wrestling to even more fame. Hulk was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005. He was removed in 2015 after a scandal erupted over racist comments while he was being secretly recorded during having some fun. It says Hulk was inducted a second time into the WWE in 2020, this time as a member of the New World Order. Hulk had an amazingly successful career beginning in 1982 with Rocky III, playing the iconic character Thunder Lips. He also starred in No Holds Barred, Suburban Commando, and Mr. Nanny. And there's more. Hogan starred in the hit VH1 reality show Hogan Knows Best with his family, Linda, Nick, and Brooke. What's amazing about Hulk, he had scores of surgeries as a result of wrestling injuries. He told Harvey during a taping of Objectified he had no original body parts left. The last time we spoke with Hogan was back in May as he was launching Real American Freestyle, an amateur wrestling league, the first event in August 30th on Fox Nation. Story developing. Says WWE confirmed. WWE confirmed that too. Pretty sad news, man. Pretty sad news. I don't see WWE on here, but I mean everything's pointing towards that happening. Yeah. So yeah, you know, in your 70s, guys, you know, think about all these kids over here dodging USADA, playing around with USADA. They're not thinking about what happens when they hit their 70s. You know, they're not thinking about that. They're just thinking about now. You know, they feel good. They feel amazing. But, you know, once you hit the 70s, you know, stuff starts to crumble a little bit. So pretty sad news there, guys. We got Junie. He's going to be doing Fury grappling. He's going to be on Fight Pass. And what day is that? Oh, this Friday, the 25th. I believe it's here in New York somewhere. New Jersey, New York. Where is it going to be? Doesn't say. So it should be pretty exciting. Where's the card at? Come on, Fury. Where are you? Here we go. We can't watch this tonight, can we? This Friday. Why is OnlyFans a sponsor of this? OnlyFans says UFC Fight Pass, Silverback Stripes, Club Tails, Hard Rock Cafe, and Diamond Exteriors. I have no idea where this is. I thought it was going to be in New Jersey or New York or something. It's a grappling event. It says Friday, July 25th. Oh, Atlantic City. Oh, Atlantic City. I've never been. Probably won't go for that. Cage Fury. Atlantic. That's in Jersey. Dirty Jersey representing. If you guys are in Atlantic City, go ahead. Go check it out. It's local, kinda, for Jersey folks. Yeah, might be cool. Is Pat Downey on there? Let's see. I don't see Pat Downey. The only person I know is Junie, to be honest. I'm sure there's some other people too. I thought Pat Downey was on there, but I don't see him. All right, cool. Wagner Hosha says, win, lose, or draw. I know this event is going to pop off. Oh, Jasmine Hosha said that. We'll see. You know, you got her and her dad out there. And you guys know, like, he already had a heart attack. Some heart issues. So he probably shouldn't be competing either. Row your boat.
They don't say congratulations, but you know they watch that shit. I ain't even gonna get mad. I'm young, black and rich.
Hey, the kids are like, what are we doing?
I ain't buying shit. If we ain't talking
Is it kind of weird when people listen to that song and they're not black? I always wonder. I always wonder. I mean, I can listen to it. But that's cool. Your boy's getting hungry over here. We got the world's longest cradle. Hey, go get it, girls, get it. Get it, girls, get it. Hey.
Go!
Awesome, go. So that's the meet. You know, we talk about a meet all the time. That's Mika Galval's girlfriend. Long distance, of course. We'll see if it works out. I'm hoping it works out.
Jiu-jitsu is actually the weirdest thing in the world. I'm over here telling my mom about my friends. Oh yeah, Mom, one of my best friends is a 40-year-old high school teacher that taught me this crazy series called Reverse Closed Guard. Like, in my opinion, this is the college experience. It's not partying, doing drugs, and all this other stuff. It's training jiu-jitsu multiple times a day with men that are double your age. So when my kids are going to ask me, Dad, what did you do when you were in college? You must have had so much fun. Well, I did. Just not the fun you're thinking of. Anyways, if you relate to this, like, share, and follow. Being in college and training jiu-jitsu is actually the weirdest thing in the world. I'm over here telling my mom about my friends. Oh yeah, Mom, one of my best friends is a 40.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu is a weird sport where, just random people just meet up. Look at us online over here meeting up through jiu-jitsu. I love it though. What this guy got to say?
Free jiu-jitsu and completely putting them on a new trajectory. We're coming in as the main partner for CGI2. And so with CGI2, we're building a new school in Peru. This is going to help 300 kids in Mancora. There's a state-of-the-art facility that we're building with Craig and Seth.
We partner with the Guardian program, which has jiu-jitsu schools all around the world for kids that wouldn't have access to those programs, and provide them clean drinking water, in some of the places food.
What we really want to do with Guardian is just kind of showcase this movement and this idea of getting kids into jiu-jitsu and building more programs that are within schools that already exist, and then also more social projects around the world. Guardian now has...
We actually need more. Yeah, we just covered that. It looks like it is true. No more. Hulk Hogan passed away of cardiac arrest. Yeah, we just looked at that. Really bad news. Not only for him and his family, but also Real American Freestyle. Yep, nice. Well, 70s, bro, 70s. I tell you guys, don't do no supplementation like some of these other people. They're not thinking about what happens when they hit 70. All these guys ducking USADA. They're not thinking about what happens when they get to 70. I know my Brazilians ain't thinking about that. My Brazilians ain't here for a long time. They're here for a good time. But yeah, we need more people like the Guardian. We're talking about Fionn School, 270, 230 euros a month. I mean, how do you get into jiu-jitsu if you're poor? Like, if I had to go back in time, I couldn't afford that. I think I was paying $70 or something. $70 a month. I mean, if you're like, oh, you got to pay $200, $300 a month, I wouldn't be able to do jiu-jitsu. I probably had to go to wrestling or something. So it's pretty wild, It's a rich man's sport, and it's pretty crazy. You can't even get jiu-jitsu to the people that need it. We got Powell. I think he's from. He definitely Polish. Let's hear what he got to say.
Build of a submission hunters. There's Owen Jones, Pavel, Paul, me, there's Charles, and I think we're bringing the heat for the tournament. We're gonna chase the submission, especially like me and Pavel has a lot of to prove, and people don't really know us that much, and I think they're not gonna expect how tough we are and how much of a challenge we're gonna throw them, and I think many people can get into trouble fighting us. My team is like built of a submission hunters. There's Owen Jones, Pavel, Paul, me, there's Charles, and I think we're bringing the heat for the tournament. We're gonna chase the submission, especially like me and Pavel has a lot of to prove, and people don't really know us that much, and I think they're not gonna expect how tough we are and how much of a challenge we're gonna throw them, and I think many people can get into trouble fighting us. My team is like built of a submission hunters. There's Owen Jones, Pavel.
So Team Europe is coming after us too. Buggy choke in MMA. Let's see.
And he decides to disengage, and that.
Can't play music. Oh, there we go. Buggy choke. Yeah, homeboy didn't know what to do. He about to go out. Yeah, he messed up. Actually, you want to put your arm there. That's true. Is he doing the defense? Nope, he's not. It's over. Oh, I got him. Shout out to the Buggy choke. It's the one move invented by a white belt that works. Now, you might blow your leg out. You might blow your knee out if you can't do it. Some more. Hey, oh no. Some more MMA. See, that's what happens when you guys learn all your techniques from YouTube. That's what happens when you don't want to pay the 200 euros to go learn from Fion, and you just learn from YouTube. You're going to throw somebody on mount. So let that be a lesson to you guys. You do need to go train at a real school. Don't pull a Moneyberg. Craig Jones, what you got to say?
The next athlete to announce is Declan Moody, former professional Razor scooter rider, and he was pretty fucking good at that. He's representing Team Australia. He is the over 99 trials winner. Team Australia, B Team betrayed him. Seems to be a common thread here. Go watch his podcast. It's called The White Monster, one of the best in the entire sport of jiu-jitsu. Hard to listen to jiu-jitsu people. The next athlete to announce is Declan Moody.
I worry about Craig, bro. I worry about Craig. Mika says, send the contract. CJI official. I'm ready to put myself to the... Why didn't you do that for ADC last time? You could have made $1 million, bro. I don't know why Mika... I think he got paid under the... He probably got paid $100K, $50K, $100K, to go do ADCC. But he could have made $1 million. So I never said a lot of my athletes are smart. He could have maybe possibly beat Cade or Ty. And it made $1 million. Anyway, he says, I'm ready to put myself to the test. Again, let's see what the excuse is this time. Weren't you making an excuse last time? Says both have talked the talk. Now it's time to see if they'll walk the walk. After a brief exchange on Instagram, Mika and Cade made it clear they both want the rematch. But when Cade commented that Mika chose the easier bracket for 10K instead of 1 million, Mika fired back, making sure everyone knows he's more than ready to run it back, and he's calling for it to happen at CGI 2. Why didn't he do CGI 1? He would have made it happen. He wanted that ADCC. Is that pride or ego? Which one of those is that? He wanted that ADCC title, but now he's got it. He doesn't care anymore. He can do whatever he wants. Mika versus Tynan. I don't know when we're going to get that. I don't think these guys... Well, Tynan passed USADA, but can Mika pass USADA? That's the question. We'll see. Says, happens sometimes, man. Them dudes are heavy. Which dudes? Which dudes you talking about? Still haven't gotten buggies. Never will. Although one of the yellow belt teens almost got me. Yeah, I can't do the buggy choke. I don't have the ability. Maybe on a 5-year-old or 6-year-old or 7-year-old. A skinny 7-year-old I can get it, but I'm gonna stay away from that buggy.
man, that was a long journey, and it's not over because I still can't really walk. I reteach myself to do that, among many other things. I guess I can make light of it because it was me, and I don't really remember it. But Amy, how close was I to die?
Too close a few times.
Oh man, I remember. I don't remember 35 days of this journey. But the last, I think surgery was 24, 25 days ago. It was hard. It was hard. And I've said this already in one of the videos, but the support you guys gave me, whether it was sending a GoFundMe, whether it was helping my kids and wife get through it. I had friends come from all over the country to just hang out for a couple days. It meant so much. It was so great to just have all the support and all the love. And hopefully I'm not in this situation again for a really, really, really long time. I plan on living a while. So thank you guys again. All the positive support, all the comments online. Everything means so much. Love you guys. What's up, guys? Day.
So that's Ben Askren. I tell you guys, take care of your health. And a lot of these professional athletes aren't healthy. The professional wrestlers ain't healthy, but the professional jiu-jitsu guys ain't healthy either. Most of your favorite wrestlers and grapplers, they've been doing something. I don't know. They can get past USADA somehow, but they on some stuff, bro. Let's be honest, man. We look at those nipples on Tynan. Your nipples ain't supposed to be like this. Like this. Poking upward or downward. All hard and stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man. I tell you guys, live a healthy life. Take care of yourselves. That's what I try to live by. I'm not saying I'm the perfect person. But at least, try to eat healthy and, drink your water and go to the doctor and everything you can, But it sounds like Hulk Hogan had a lot of health issues before. They said he had surgeries before, like in May. But, once your health starts to deteriorate, look at Ben Askren. Your health starts deteriorating. When you're young, you can bounce back, but when you're 70, I don't think there's much to bounce back with.
Minutes with 2 30-second breaks. And if we need to deviate from that, I will, but that's pretty much the loose plan. All right?
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
All right, we're going in about 2 minutes. Hey, neck, shoulders, hamstrings, groin, low back. Joints, ankles. We're going to go 9 minutes with 2 30-second breaks. And if we need to deviate from that, I will, but that's pretty much the loose plan. All right?
That's Coach Brands. We'll see how Iowa does coming wrestling season. We got Dominica. She says, second sign painting ever in the books for Studio X Jiu-Jitsu on St. Mark's and 3rd Ave in Manhattan. So if you guys are in New York, stop by there too. Says super happy to have worked with Fabio on this project and together with Stone and Tone. I don't know what that means. To combine our powers of vinyl and paint. If you like to work together on a sign, painting, or mural project for your space, shoot me a DM and let's chat. So that's awesome. Jock Ray over there. What's up, Jock Ray? That looks cool. I like that building. Is it 2 floors? Oh, she painted that? That looks cool. It looks a little off-center. Is that me? I think it's a little off-center. If they could move it a little bit to the right, they'll be perfect. But that's just me. What do I know? It's a little off-centered. Don't come at me, Dominica. I think it's a little off-centered. If you could move it a little bit to the right. Just a little bit more. Bro, that would be perfect. A little bit more to the right would be perfect. because they center jiu-jitsu, but they gotta center the logos, the other like the Fabio Clementi logo, and then the since 1995 logo text. But what do I know?
Nas pessoas, eu tento usar o meu poder de faixa preta, né? Às vezes aquele aluno que olha e fala, poxa, meu professor, ele é meu ídolo. Então eu tento colocar coisas não somente no tatame, né? Coisas que ele pode do tatame levar para a vida dele. Então eu acho que por isso que a arte marcial oriental, ela tem muito disso, né? Vocês ficaram aí acompanhados que a gente tem o Mokuso, né, um momento de concentração. Então a gente já tem no dia a dia todo o nosso estresse, acorda cedo, trabalha, família, mulher, contas. Então eu acho que às vezes o atleta ou o cara, ele vem para a academia porque ele não quer ser mais uma vez cobrado pelo professor, que ele lute, que ele fique com a orelha repolhuda. Eu acho que às vezes o que a pessoa quer é uma válvula de escape, né? Principalmente no Japão, onde a gente tem uma carga horária, um trabalho muito pesado, às vezes o que o cara quer é exatamente vir aqui e trazer aquele ar de samurai, né? Aquela coisa que, poxa, eu vou esquecer tudo lá fora e eu vou dedicar essa uma hora e meia para mim, né? Então eu acho que isso é uma coisa importante que os professores hoje esquecem. Antes de formar um atleta, a gente tem que formar um cidadão. Antes da gente querer formar um samurai, a gente precisa conhecer a pessoa a fundo, o que ela precisa. Então eu, como faixa preta, eu não preciso ver somente a técnica que ela precisa para ganhar uma luta. Às vezes eu preciso analisar essa pessoa para ver o que ela precisa para a vida dela. E talvez, através do jiu-jitsu, fazer aquela pessoa que tem um problema, ela esquecer aquele problema. Às vezes aquela pessoa que não tem confiança, ela ganhar aquela confiança. Às vezes aquela mulher que tem um medo de andar na rua, para que ela ganhe essa autoconfiança. Para aquela criança que vai para a escola e sofre bullying, que ela passe a ter uma confiança nela mesma. Então eu acho que isso é o que falta às vezes dentro da arte marcial. Então é ensinar muito mais do que golpe, mais coisas que a pessoa pode levar para o resto da vida. A palavra de Deus para direcionar as pessoas, eu tento usar
a priority on what are the top 2 conditioning tools. 100% is going to be an Airdyne bike and a row machine. Nothing gets the job done like those. Nothing's going to hit your lungs, build lactic acid, make you push, make you, work through moments where, your pace is dying down, right? All of those things that also help strengthen our mindset, okay? All of those are going to be developed in our conditioning. And then with those, we start to just play around with different ways to test our conditioning abilities. So we do a lot of different things. Sometimes I'm going for, calories. How many calories can I hit in a certain period of time? There's just doing actual timed goes. We might look to hit max wattage or, just like see how much output I can do. And then once my wattage dies down, we stop. Okay, I'm not going to push through and break myself down too much. If I was going to...
Yeah, some good advice, Airdyne bike, row machine. What's Adele doing?
Who's your daddy, 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 daddy? Who's your daddy, 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 daddy?
Okay, I probably would not do that in Miami. I probably would not do that in Miami. Adele, this Miami ain't a place to play around with. Why would she do that? I understand you're doing. I understand she's doing it for social media, but in Miami, somebody might take that seriously over there. You might get stabbed a little bit, little pokey. No diddy. So yeah, don't play around in Miami because wherever you think you're from, Australia can't help you in Miami. There's some crazy people in Miami, bro. Have you ever seen Bad Boys? They be shooting. Miami, why do you think Miami a chill place like that? She crazy, bro. Listen, don't go to no new area. You don't know nothing about the area. And go Like, imagine she did that in L.A. or somewhere. She in the wrong neighborhood. She wearing the wrong color she might be okay in L.A. But I sure as heck would. I can't do that in Miami. Oh, is that the dude that did that? Trashed on Miami? Let's get him. Just keep it between you and Jasmine. Don't pull nobody else into this. I'm for sure gonna have some copyright today.
Woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Everybody trying to pull his ass.
I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti.
That's cool. I like the social media. Go for it, guys. That's some wholesome social media usage right there. Everybody else over there getting arrested by the police or, trashing somebody's family. We got Ngannou over here. Get it. His arm's too long. He's too tall. He can't even relax his legs. He need a higher pull-up bar. Shout out to all my tall people trying to do the pull-up. Them long arms kind of bite you. Them long arms. Tagoro versus Magomedov. Bro, why does every Dagestani person have the same last name? If you guys know Toro, he's really good. This is from 2020. Oh, what year was this? 2015, sorry. Otagoro is really good. I think he's going. Is he the one that's going to Iowa to wrestle? Bring some of the Japanese with him. Man, the Japanese are good at wrestling, man. I don't know what else to say. They just put the time and effort into freestyle. I mean, simple as that. Especially at the lighter weight classes. Uh-oh. Russia's coming back. Hey. Was that 2? 3? I couldn't see the score. And this is from when they were U17. Hey. Oh. That's cool, man. I love, wrestling is amazing, man. They don't be on social media talking nothing either, man. They just wrestle, bro. It's only here in America and in jiu-jitsu. My girl, Kayla Harrison, looking a little too comfy right there. Kayla, you could do better, Kayla. You don't need that Nina Marie girl. Get yourself a wholesome girl, Kayla. Let me play that again.
Versus Crawford on sale at Ticketmaster now.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You okay? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Well, now that I have your attention, watch Canelo Crawford. Tickets now on Ticketmaster. Get your ticket.
Whatever happened to real marketing? Is everything social media marketing now? Is this all the marketing we're going to get? It's just terrible social media marketing? I think we already saw this. Did we see this? Oh, I saw this already. We getting through these stories, bro. About 2 hours. That's how long it takes my voice to peter out. We got some. My bitch, she was being too extra. I'm a big fan of the ladies wrestling. I like the inside leg trip. A really great takedown, outside foot sweep, arm throw, hip throw. So, Victoria, she has a background in judo. So, I mean, you guys can do a lot. You learn a little bit of judo, learn some wrestling, learn some sambo. Why are you guys limiting yourselves? You guys, I'm a no-gi guy. You put the gi on and learn something. I'm a gi guy. Take the gi off and learn something. Whoever knew martial artists are so self-limiting. Like, bro, you guys can do whatever you want. You got all this technology and access. I would study everything. I do study everything. You guys, you don't have to do the same old, get the same old results. Try some new stuff, man. Half guard's been under fire a lot lately. Henry Atkins says he says half guard players don't understand jiu-jitsu. So, I guess guys like Bernardo Faria, Lucas Leitch, Wrzinski, what was that other guy? There's a lot of half guard players. You telling me they don't understand jiu-jitsu? He says half guard means they're half past your guard. Not if you know what to do from half guard. So don't listen to Henry Atkins. Does he even roll? Henry Atkins, do you roll anymore, bro? He don't roll no more. He old.
The legs is so strong. When someone has their legs wrapped around your neck, it's such a powerful squeeze. And so really understanding the correct positioning and how to quickly escape with all escapes, like once something gets fully locked in.
That are listening that might not be aware of why that's such a beneficial position. Would you mind breaking it down a little bit?
Are you talking about half guard top or half guard bottom, right?
Playing half guard. Playing half guard from the bottom.
And so the question was with half guard in respect to half guard bottom, what was the question?
Yeah. So what we were talking about, less athletic and older or weaker people using jiu-jitsu effectively. A lot of times the half guard is something that gets recommended to them as a really safe place to play. I was curious if you wouldn't mind breaking down half guard and why. Oh, you disagree? Okay. Interesting. Please explain if you don't mind.
Half guard means they're halfway past your guard. So stronger position would be guard. If you're a guy with short legs, then you learn to play open guard. If you're longer legs, then you can learn to play closed guard better. Easier to wrap your legs around someone with longer legs. But the half guard is not an ideal position because basically when you're on the bottom of half guard, the person on top is already halfway past your guard. The other problem with playing half guard is that there's very, very few submissions from bottom half guard. Unlike other dominant positions, like from guard, there's a ton of different attacks from guard. So from guard, you can do guillotine, you can do a cross collar choke, you can do kimuras, you can do armbar from guard, you can do the inverted armbar from guard. What attacks do you have available to you from half guard, bottom half guard? So really, when you're on the bottom half guard, it's not a very offensive position. What you're looking to do from bottom half guard is you're looking to advance your position. And so from bottom half guard, normally what the person on the bottom is looking to do is they're looking to sweep, or they're looking to somehow reverse the position so they can end up in a more dominant position. And even a more dominant position from bottom half guard, if you're in bottom half guard, is putting them in the full guard. Because again, once you enter into the full guard, whether it's an open or closed guard, you have far more ability to submit. So, and that's always the end goal for us in jiu-jitsu, is the finish. So yeah, I completely disagree with half guard being an ideal position to play. Even though you see it very commonly taught and played nowadays, it's not an ideal position because you lack the ability to submit, which is our end goal.
That's a very interesting take. Why do you think it is that a lot of people are preaching it as a safe place to play and as an effective?
My issue with some of these older dudes, Henry Atkins, they doing the old school jiu-jitsu from 1950s to 1990s, and they don't know how half guard has improved. He said you can't submit from half guard. Well, there's some leg locks from half guard on bottom and top. There's some other, it's mostly a sweeping position, but you can take the back, you can sweep, get into the crab ride. I could pull up Bernardo Faria. He's on Bernardo Fria's BJJ Fanatics. Is Bernardo Faria. Bernardo's a half guard player. He won every match with half guard. So you could say Bernardo's an outlier, which is true. But it's more so the tournament penalizes half guard. So to succeed with half guard when the tournament penalizes you for playing half guard, back in the day, you got an advantage for getting cross-facing someone from half guard or pinning their shoulders from half guard. When I think they brought that back. Jason Whitfield, yeah, we were talking about that. We're going to see what happens. Apparently, Hulk was already dealing with some health stuff before, so maybe they have it to where it can keep running without him. But, it's a gray area right now. I'm sure everything's already running in place, and he had partners running that Real American Freestyle. So I just don't like when anybody says they don't like. Well, you can have your preferences, but to kind of downplay a guard that people play is pretty effective. Like, put Henry Atkins in Bernardo's half guard. Henry Atkins ain't gonna do shit. Henry Atkins is gonna get swept over like everybody else will get swept over in half guard. Same thing, Lucas Leitch. Rosinski would play a little bit of half guard, and sometimes you're forced to play half guard. You gotta have some half guard. He make it sound like, yeah, just get back to close guard. Like, that's all easy. Some of these guys, they got some of these in hands guys, you can't even get them in close guard. It's good if you can, but sometimes you're stuck. But let's hear what he got to say.
Position for smaller people. Where do you think the confusion might come from?
Because they don't understand jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, fuck off, old dude. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
You don't
Most
understand
people
jiu-jitsu.
that are out there training, they don't understand the concept and the philosophy of the art. They don't really have a deep level of understanding of the art. They have a collection of moves. So they know all of these techniques, and they can show you, let me show you this move and this move and this move and this move. Let me show you. They have a Rolodex of 1,000 techniques that they know. They don't have a deep understanding of the art. If you watch some of the best coaches in the world, one of the things that they encourage their students to do when they're passing guard is they say, hey, if you can't pass the guard, if you're struggling to pass the guard, then force the half guard when you're on top. Now, why would they do that? Because it's much easier to pass the half guard than the full guard. So by already accepting, oh, I'm going to play.
But isn't that because people like Henry Atkins don't even focus on half guard? I mean, if you go, like, say you go to a school that plays half guard, I assure you, I used to train with Leo Nogueira. Like, bro, I would do everything to stay out of half guard. Because once we got to half guard, it was like, well, I'm going to get swept, I think it's more so schools don't focus on half guard, because they have the same mentality as Henry Atkins. Listen, to me, martial arts means to use everything that works. Very Jeet Kune Do. You should use whatever works from everywhere. Don't limit yourself to what he's saying. Stay out of half guard. But what happens? Someone forces you to half guard, and you never played any half guard. You never figured out anything from half guard. You screwed. Even Eddie Bravo has a good half guard. Remember Eddie Bravo's half guard into the electric chair? That was kind of like, Hoyler Gracie was he thought he was doing something forcing the half guard. I think the second match. And then Eddie Bravo put him in that electric chair, vaporized him. So Henry Atkins got the old school thought process. He making it sound like he's got all the answers, Hickson, all these guys. But if you roll these dudes, they can't pass your half guard. They wouldn't pass my half guard. I'd be sweeping their asses. He is older. That's true. He is older. But listen, man, you use the tools at hand. You got to find the right tool. If I'm signing a document, I got to find the right tool. If I'm trying to sign a document, all I got is a chapstick. That ain't the right tool. I might have a brush. That ain't the right tool. You use the right tool in that right moment. So yeah, rage bait.
Half guard instead of full guard, you're already giving up half of the guard.
And most people don't even play full guard, bro. Get out of here, bro. Do you guys play full guard? Let me know in the comments. Do you guys play full guard? Probably not. What if your leg's too short? I'm not playing full guard. What if you just don't play full guard? It's very effective, but most people, you can watch every tournament. There might be 1% of people playing full guard. So kind of countering Henry Atkins over there, it says the numbers are in. Half guard is the most effective guard in MMA history. Is that true? But Henry Atkins said that close guard is. I can't play that video though. BJJ Scout. For sure can't play that. Man, use whatever works. Guys, use whatever works. We got some more news. It says former UFC exec details fallout between ADCC and UFC over inappropriate proposition to showrunner's girlfriend. I love close guard. I'm also old. Nice. You use whatever you can. I would never tell someone they love half guard to not use half guard. You know, my friend Yuri, he loves half guard. I just tell him to add more attacks and more movements from there. It says from the article, the meeting took place after ADCC deal had been announced. Mo and his team traveled to meet the UFC Fight Pass executives to finalize the partnership details. According to Evans, who heard the story from multiple sources within hours of it happening, Sullivan made inappropriate advances towards Jassim's girlfriend, this girl right here with the assets over there. So one of the UFC executives, Fight Pass executives, made inappropriate advances towards Mo's girlfriend during the business meeting. While Evans was careful not to provide specific details, he indicated the behavior was severe enough. What do you expect from the UFC? You think well, they all got HR files. I mean, Dana White was over there slapping his wife in public, so they all got some HR issues. He indicated the behavior was severe enough to immediately end the business relationship. Somebody tried to proposition my girlfriend in front of me for money. I probably wouldn't want to be in business with them anymore. And that's what happened. Evans mentioned hearing various versions of what exactly transpired, including suggestions that Sullivan may have mistaken Mo's girlfriend for a worker, world's oldest profession, or made inappropriate propositions. I heard that version too. The collapse of the ADCC deal was catastrophic for UFC Fight Pass's grappling ambitions. I don't know how this was allowed to happen. What should have been a major competitive victory against Flow Grappling instead became an embarrassing failure that damaged relationships throughout the grappling community. It says so the ADCC to UFC failed because some Nepo exec asked Mo's girlfriend to come to his bedroom during the meeting they were signing the deal. That's crazy. Why was Mo's girlfriend at the deal anyway? Why would you bring your girlfriend to your business dealing like that? It says we all know the rumors that Mo's OnlyFans girlfriend was rumored to be the reason, and that something went down. Now this entire article is 98% fluff. That's most of the reporting in this community. Says this is a great behind the curtains look at why modern corporations can't put out good products anymore. Most of the executives are idiots and degenerates. Well, that's UFC. That's the only way you get hired at the UFC. My old job CEO had an affair with the global head of HR a decade back. He was really ahead of his time. It had zero consequences except the HR lady quitting when it became public. That's pretty bad. I don't know what kind of executive is hitting on some other dude's girlfriend at the business meeting, but I mean, I don't want to victim shame or victim blame. Terrible. It says 77-kilogram athlete from New Wave. New Wave wild card at 77. And got a message from John Danaher. He has signed. Who has signed? Is Joseph Chin not? He's not doing. I thought Joseph Chin was going to be the guy at 77. Oh, New Wave, Kingsway. Sorry, I thought B Team. Okay, so New Wave got a 77. They might have got a ringer. Someone says calling that is Mika Gabao. Come back tomorrow when it's right. We don't know. Maybe Mika. We'll see. Mika, why didn't you do the first CJI? Says thinking it's Mika. New Wave are the favorites so far, but it's or Kingsway, New Wave, who knows what the name is. But it's not guaranteed since there's no Gordon Margali. Having Mika on the team would make them the heavy favorites. J-Rod is a possibility. I'm wondering if he can make 77 kg since he competes at 88 for ADCC. Also, I'm sure Gordon would love to mess with B-Team in that regard. Jay's already in Austin. I don't think it's J-Rod because they probably want someone better and more active. J-Rod is very hot and cold with his performances. One more thing, we can agree that Gordon has the biggest ego in the sport. No, there's a lot of dudes with egos. This will be the debut event for Kingsway. He does not want to lose. J-Rod is good, but a massive risk. Mika is much better pick. Says J-Rod weighs 205 right now. I don't see him getting to 77 kg anymore. Is that true? Says if it's J-Rod, the Gooners will come. Everything to not give Taza a spot. They want to win. Dude is like a 40-year-old junior. Says with Mika, I don't see New Wave losing. If it's Mika, New Wave is gonna rock. The Aussie flag is throwing me, but maybe it's just John putting it in there for Craig. Danaher has reposted with a Brazilian and American flag. It is not the American flag, it's the Australian flag. Okay, people can't tell where countries are. It's Derek Moneyberg. Derek Moneyberg can't fight out a paper bag. Isaac, maybe. I'm more of a wrestling fan than BJJ, but is there any chance this could be Jason Nolf? Jason is on the team, but he wouldn't be a wild card. And John said he was running if they did. He was in the running if they did in-house trials, but they have decided to go with a wild card. Boring pick like JT Torres or something. Book it. Won't be Mika. Levi Jones will join New Wave. It wasn't clear if he pulled out of the Australia team because of injury. He trained in NYC for a bit in the Aussie flag, and Danaher's post was a hint. We don't know. We did talk about Pato. He's going to be representing Atos, which AOJ used to be Atos back in the day, guys. And he's going to do the 66 kg division. Pretty awesome. Says, would be my number one pick for 66. Dude can fight and submit bigger guys without any issues. Atos could become the favorites depending on how well they construct the rest of their team. If only they had the Rotulos. They're injured and fighting MMA. And someone says, wait a minute. I thought teams only get one wild card pick. Didn't they already use theirs for Felipe Pena? Who cares, bro? It's entertainment. So they are using two for Pato and Pena. Kind of weird considering how stacked Atos is without any outsiders. It says Pena does a lot of camps at Atos, so they're considering him as Atos team and Pato as a wild card pick. Very convenient. I don't care about this one. Well, let's play it. Oh, there's no sound. So this is the team building their subfloor. So for my older folks, you need that subfloor. There's cheaper ways than to use this foam. That foam, I guess, is glued to the floor. So it just gives a little bit of cushioning, when you take your falls. A little bit more than the cement on the ground. It does cost a little bit of extra with the foam. I'm not sure if they got the specialty foam. Judo schools usually will sometimes get the some of the judo schools have the spring floor. Sometimes they use tires. I've seen people use the plastic crates. You could use whatever. Use whatever you got. We almost done today, guys. 2 hours. It says, why does Gracie Baja and Tim Planet not produce top tier talent a lot anymore? This is kind of a weird question, but I was wondering mostly for how many chains of Tim Planet and Gracie Baja, why can't they produce more top competitors? Because they're about money. One's about money and one's about doing drugs, so they didn't got time to make competitors. So some are amazing competitors, but for how many gyms there are, a lot of them seem to produce far less than local gym could at times. Someone says top talent is more scarce than you think. Tim Planet affiliate is definitely not the same as Tim Planet HQ training. They got some good Tim Planets. You got Tim Planet Atlanta, Tim Planet Bethlehem, Tim Planet Austin, and then it's just like LA and San Diego. So there's a ton of Gracie Baja gyms. It's just they don't focus on competition. That's basically why. I'm not sure exactly. They used to be Gracie Baja used to be serious, but then it just focused on money. Getting white belts in the door and not really focusing on the top talent. So that's just how it is at every school. You're going to see more hobbyist schools, more schools that are just focused on profit, not really on quality students. Someone says top tier guys own their own gyms or train at a place where a top tier guy owns their own gym. And top tier guys don't need to or want to pay association fees to Carlos Gracie Jr. What does Gaval, Danaher, or Hoffa Mendez gain from slapping a Gracie Baja logo on the front of their gym? They don't gain any. Actually, they probably would gain a little bit of students. It's a different market. Those are outlier gyms, though. It says producing top-tier competitors requires athletes with top-tier potential to connect with top-tier coaches. A big name above the door doesn't guarantee top-tier coaching, and many top-tier potential athletes are unable to relocate or travel to the best coaches. So I think it comes down to resources. You got to have the talent plus the resources, and then you got a chance at making it. Jiu-jitsu is so expensive. If you're a kid, your parents can't pay $200, $300 a month. You're not going to be good at jiu-jitsu. You're not doing private lessons or training at one of the best schools in the world. You're probably not going to make it. Maybe if you're in Brazil, but if you watch the guys in Brazil, they leave their hometown in Manaus or wherever. They move to Sao Paulo or Rio, and then they got to make it. If they make it, they go to America and then try to blow up that way. But there's a small percentage of Brazilians that come from Brazil without money and make it to the highest level. And it's probably going to be less and less, really, getting away with that. All right, guys, my voice about to go, but there was a Russia versus USA duel 3 days ago. And it looks like Russia took us 6-4. So, it happens, bro. Someone said, is there peace now? And they said, guys, we did it. Congratulations. Even Luke Leidenhall lost his match. Dang. You only had a few Americans. It was DJ Committee, Marcus Coleman, Mike Machiavello, and then Jay Aiello. That's fine, man. It's just a fun tournament. Yeah. That's basically it, guys. I'm tired. I'm gonna get out of here. We should be on tomorrow too. Yesterday I wasn't on. Had a beach day. Got some sun. Now I'm a little itchy. And that's basically it, guys. We'll keep you guys updated. RIP to Hulk Hogan. To Michael Jamal Warner. And Ozzy Osbourne too. So they're not wrestlers outside of Hulk Hogan, but we still celebrate those guys, I'm sure they maybe impacted you or entertained you or something at some point in your life. So that's it, guys. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves. I keep telling you that. I don't hear nobody else telling you guys take care of yourselves. Mendez brothers don't care about you. Atos people don't care about you. Marcelo don't care about you guys. I'm the only dude. I'm saying take care of your health, take care of yourselves, be healthy, live a good life. Everybody else don't care about you. They just want your money. They want you to buy their subscription or their instructional or their product, but they don't care about you. I care about you guys, but you know, whatever. If you guys want to support the channel, go to invertedgear.com and get some gear. We also got BJJ mental models. And if you ain't got no money, just tell people about the live stream. Easy. That's free. Just tell them about the live stream, guys. And that's it, man. I'm going to get out of here, play my video. Also, shout out to Cousin Rob. Hopefully he's getting better. And, and also shout out to Maddox. Maddox, hope you get well soon, bro. That's it, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, God willing. Os.